go. We got a busy day today. I got this stream, then I got a phone call, then I got another stream. And then what I got to do after that other stream? Hold on, I got this stream. I got this stream, then I got a phone call. Then I'm getting on a stream with Ray. What else am I doing today? That's not all. Hold on, I got to look at my schedule. I got a busy ass day, man. Hold on, what else is it? I know it's something else. We got, oh yes, and then I got to go to my boy's house around the corner and film a commercial. Get some content, get some clips out that just talks about our membership program, what we're all about, what we're aiming to do. So I got quite a bit to do today. And yes, we got Bibliophile, we got Distracted, we got Vincent, we got Julio, we got Fritza. Hello, and good morning to you all. Well, it's afternoon where I'm at, but it could be morning where you are. So good morning. And the Democrats won last night. So we're going to go over that. And it's not surprising at all, you know, like when you really boil it down to the issues that the Republican Party is facing, you know, at the end of the day, it may be true that Joe Biden is unpopular, but the Republican Party is just horrible. They're just terrible. They take away everybody's rights. If you're not a white evangelical Republican Christian, they really don't want you. So it's really not a surprise that they lost. And not only that, another good thing for the Democrats, which is a continuing trend, really, because this has been happening over the last for several elections now. Democrats once again outperform the polls. Once again. And again, it's the simple issues, abortion access, you know, as Republicans are hell-bent on passing these 6-week bans and you know, these Republicans are talking about, oh, we have to do a federal ban, the pro-life movement, for God, and for life and for children and for babies. Ain't nobody feeling that, you know. Kentucky, Andy Beshear won re-election against a Trump-backed candidate. And I don't know if y'all knew, but Trump won Kentucky by over 20 points. Yeah. It's looking pretty good in terms of going forward, being able to keep our system intact so that we can improve it. But with an entire year left of Donald Trump being a complete buffoon and us looking at Democrats winning resoundingly yesterday, man, Trump, nah, bro. The Republicans are in trouble, man. They're in so much trouble because the closer we get to the general election, like, you know, we're not even in the general election yet. We're not even in it. But once we actually get into it and people really start tuning in, man. So we're going to go over quite a bit of stuff today, but definitely good news for the Democrats yesterday. And, you know, right now that means good news for us too, because the Democrats aren't trying to do things like take everything away from us. You feel me? Like we gotta improve the Democratic Party right now. That's really the progressive movement's job. We have to get in there. We have to do better at building coalitions, and we have to do better at actually getting politicians in there. But yeah, it's looking good, man. It really is looking good. It's a good sign that we can have more hope in our fellow Americans. You know what I'm saying? We can have more hope in our fellow Americans. In fact, everybody's not a raging idiot. So that's something I'll take a hit to. All right. Now let's go ahead and get into it. What are we going to start off with? let's go ahead and start off with a video just so that my lungs can recuperate just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start off with this, and then we're going to get into the Democratic election results. Again, I just need a moment for my lungs to recover. New York Attorney General Letitia James denounces Ivanka Trump for benefiting from fraudulent scheme ahead of her testimony in court. After this, we'll go through the election results.
Back to the courthouse or outside the courthouse for the moment. Tish James, the Attorney General in New York. She is the one who is leading this case against the former president. She spoke a moment ago on the steps of that courthouse.
Good morning, everyone. This morning we will hear from Ivanka Trump, who will be our last witness on our case on direct in our case against Donald Trump, her brothers, and the Trump Organization. Ivanka Trump secured, negotiated loans to obtain favorable terms based on fraudulent statements of financial condition. And she will attempt today to distance herself from the company. But unfortunately, the facts will reveal that, in fact, that she was very much involved. We uncovered the scheme, and she benefited from it personally. Ms. Trump will do all that she can to try to separate herself from this corporation, but she's inextricably tied to the Trump Organization and to these properties that she helped secure financing for. So you cannot hide from the truth, and the facts will belie the truth and the evidence. And so,
well, and of course, you know,
I'm just laughing because Alina Habas, I'm sure y'all saw. Well, actually, because we looked at it yesterday, and I'm sure y'all saw it elsewhere anyway. But she was like, "Yeah, I just don't think Letitia James is that bright," And then they were like, "What does Letitia James know about real estate?" Obviously, these numbers aren't real because we did a quick Google search and we took a look at a completely unrelated building that costs X amount of money. Like, bro, Letitia James is an attorney general. She has access to pretty much any kind of information she wants, and she knows how to navigate it. And so, she's just not that bright. That's why she's kicking my ass in court right now. That's why we're totally losing. And then what else did she say? She was like, Letitia said numbers don't lie. She's right. That's why you didn't win governorship or something. Like, yo, that really has nothing to do with the issue at hand. Like, nothing whatsoever. So again, that plus, and we about to go over this now, the election results from last night. Republicans are in trouble, man. Democrats are going to continue to overperform in the polls, at the polls rather. They're gonna show up to the polls more than the polls are saying that they will, because what's on the docket? Taking away people's rights and taking away democracy. Like, that's what's on the docket, And so, again, the closer we get to actual election day, when the general election really starts and people get to look at everything, man, Republicans are in trouble. Now, okay, no, we're not going to do this one. All right, we'll start with this one right here. We got Jenny Jupiter in the building. Black candidates make history as Democrats win big on election night. And again, this is just 3 right here. There's more. My mans. Get off. There we go. All right. Black candidates shined. They put shinned. Black candidates shine during election night Tuesday as Democrats picked up key victories in major battleground states, proving progressives can win red states regardless of President Joe Biden's approval ratings. Life has gone full circle. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I've been steadfast in how I've been looking at the race. Because it's like, yeah, people don't super love Joe Biden, but what's the alternative? Donald Trump and the Republicans. You feel me? So, do you want to have access to abortion or not? Like, it's really that simple. It's like, oh, Joe Biden's old. Yeah, he is. But, you know, do you want rights or do you not want rights? People will get the fuck over it. I mean, they really will, because 2024 is just one election. We have more elections after that. We have another presidential election 4 years after that. And then we have all these other state elections, local elections. And we're looking at people come out, especially with ballot measures. Ohio enshrining abortion access into their constitution, codifying abortion legality, and legalizing marijuana usage. You feel me? So again, man, people will get the fuck over it. It is what it is. Things work the way they do. All right, so let's see. Salam, who ran unopposed, won a New York City Council seat. And again, this is what we about to be all up in, City Council, because so much can happen in City Council, through City Council, rather. Salam's victory comes decades after he and 4 other Black and Latino men were wrongfully convicted of the 1989 rape and beating of a white jogger in Central Park. They would become known as the Central Park Five. And then again, Yusuf, he spent 7 years behind bars. And altogether, they spent 13 years behind bars. So we'll definitely keep eyes on that. And he has celebrity power. Like, people know who he is. So he's going to be getting a lot of FaceTime, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what he does with it. Yeah, we got the Supreme Court victories in PA. We about to go right here. We got another one victory in Pennsylvania. Virginia, the Senate and the House are Democratic now, I'm pretty sure. Andy Bashir wins re-election. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, again, because what's on the ballot? What's on the ballot, man? And another thing that I've been saying this for a while, because I've been realizing it. You feel me? Like, I'm 31 years old, so like I'm my and I say that to say, like, basically, like, I'm starting to really look at things differently and realize how the progressive movement has been operating, and how I can, you know, help to play my part in everything. And one of the things I've realized, man, is progressives don't realize how much our outcry doesn't really make a difference, because so much of us don't vote regularly. We don't. You know what I'm saying? If we vote more often, one, we'll be able to obviously put more progressive politicians into office. And two, if we vote more often, then when we threaten to not vote, it's actually going to mean something. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of what we've done, progressives have done a very good job at building a movement. Now what we need to do is get into the Democratic Party. That's what we need to do now. You know, we here, you know what I'm saying? We here, motherfuckers can see us. But now the yelling and the shouting, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to get in, and we're starting to, as we're seeing. But yeah, you know, like a lot of the time, like a huge portion of the progressive community gets real doomer. Like, oh no, it's over for the Democrats. Like, and then that doesn't happen. You feel me? So like, overall, progressives have to go to the polls more. We have to vote more. And especially younger people, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to vote more so that when we don't vote, it actually means something. You know what I'm saying? Because if the huge chunk of us don't vote, who gives a fuck if we don't vote? We never do it. So there's a lot of work to go forward. But yesterday's results were very promising. There's a lot of opportunity for us. All right, here we go. Pennsylvania. In Philadelphia, Democrat Cheryl Parker was elected to be the city's next mayor, making her the first Black woman and first female to ever hold the office. I'm not so far away from Philly. Yeah, no, Fritz, a lot, you know, like it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's time for, like, okay, we get it. Like, the Democratic Party isn't perfect, but now it's time for progressives to take over the party. Like, we can't remain just this group of people who points at the Democratic Party like, you all suck. See, you guys suck. Like, okay, like, now it's time. Let's get in this motherfucker. You feel me? Like, let's get people in here. That's what time it is now. You feel me? And we can't do that shit if we don't participate in elections. But all of that is changing. So we're doing well. We're gonna keep on doing better. Parker, who was a former member of the Philadelphia City Council, won her election over Republican candidate David O. by a pretty wide margin, keeping the streak of Democratic mayors in the city of Philadelphia alive and well. The city hasn't had a Republican mayor since 1952. Damn. My dad was born in 1951. All right. Parker has spent the majority of her career in politics. She was a Democratic representative in the Pennsylvania State House from 2005 until 2015, when she was elected to the Philadelphia City Council. During her election for mayor, Parker ran on community and public safety, and she vowed to restore the village that raised her. Quote, I'm uniquely prepared to make the city the safest, cleanest, greenest big city in the nation with access to economic opportunity for all. And Rhode Island. Yes. So like, yeah, actually, I do. And I'm looking forward to that too. It's the 15th, which isn't that, I think that's next, is that Wednesday next week, I think? Yeah, no, I'm gonna be on with the letter hack next Wednesday. That's gonna be cool as hell. Because I've never actually spoken with him. But he does awesome work and he's a staple of the community. He's cool as hell. All right. Voters in Rhode Island also made history as Democrat Gabe Amo beat Republican Jerry Leonard to win Rhode Island's first congressional district seat, making Amo the first Black candidate elected to represent Rhode Island in Congress. Before running for Congress, Amo served in the Obama and Biden administrations as the deputy director of the White House Office in Intergovernmental Affairs. The Wheaton College grad and son of immigrants says he's grateful, but also ready to get to work. Quote, undoubtedly, I'm humbled by the real momentous opportunity to serve as the first person of color, Amo told the Associated Press. But I didn't run to make history. I'm going to be a voice for making sure we can restore confidence and trust despite the Republican Party that is rife with chaos. Amo also said he plans to fight to protect Social Security and Medicare, as well as work to legalize abortion rights nationwide and fight climate change. Okay, nice. Nice. And again, we ain't done. We ain't finished. All right. Let's see. Amo also said, okay, we just read that. I certainly believe I am part of a generational shift that has been underway before me. With Black candidates winning the night, Democrats seem poised to keep their momentum going come the general election in 2024. So now let's push these new electees. Well, yes, let's push them into the right direction. Let's see. Which one should we do? All right, let's just go in a line. Let's just go in a line. We got Aaron in the building. Hello. What's going on? Failed GOP candidate rages against irredeemable city that rejected him. See, man, like there are a bunch of man, the Republican Party. I mean, like, but the reason I'm rolling my eyes is because it's like this is kind of the overall general attitude and approach of the Republican Party now. Like it's become less of just like a Trump thing, and now this is what like they do when they lose. You know, it's just like, oh, it wasn't fair. Everything. I'm just such a victim. It's just, this place is just so bad. Brian Robinson, a Republican who ran an unsuccessful campaign to represent New York City's 4th City Council district, raged against the entire city shortly after losing to incumbent. Damn, he lost to Keith Powers by almost 50 points. This dude lost by 50 points talking about this city's irredeemable. Like, nah, bro, I think people just wasn't feeling you. I think people just wasn't fucking with you, man. This dude lost by so many points, he might as well not have even ran. Writing on Twitter, Robinson conceded defeat while also unleashing a bitter diatribe against the city that rejected his candidacy. What did he say? He says, quote, NYC is irredeemable. Congratulations to Keith Powers. The city has blindly chosen its own suicide. Jews, get out while you can. My family will be. To the Nazi machine that killed a great city, you are a grave disappointment. According to Patch, Robinson ran what is described as a mudslinging campaign in which he attacked Powers as a coddler of terrorist organization Hamas. Okay, so if I guess he didn't run on policies, and that's some of why Andy Bashir won re-election in Kentucky, because his opponent did a similar tactics, mudslinging and not really focused on policy. Like, bro, this dude, like, really, bro? 50 points. All right. Many of Robinson's fellow New Yorkers did not share his assessment of their city and replied to his post by telling him they would be happy to see him leave. Quote, you're a pathetic, fear-mongering loser, wrote one. The city won't miss you if you move out. Facts. Quote, don't let the door kick you in the ass on the way out. Native New Yorker and I've lived overseas. NYC is and will always be amazing. Another user simply replied to Robinson by posting a video of the cast from Sesame Street singing a song about the letter L. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny right there. All right. What should we do now? Hold on. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Daniel Cameron lost Kentucky election because he sold his soul to Trump. Chris Christie tells CNN, huge mistake.
Also tonight, in a very red state, the state of Kentucky, the Democratic incumbent.
So Life, I saw something about that, but I didn't look into it. Like I didn't watch the video or the article, but I did see something about apparently he monitors his son's online porn watching, which I don't really know how he would do that exactly. But that's so creepy. It's like under the guise of I'm just being a good father. Like, nah, bro. All that repression makes people creepy as hell, man. When you just repress yourself like that, like what the fuck? Like,
he beat a rising star in your party, Daniel Cameron. Cameron was also notably endorsed by Trump. He was embraced by him and embraced Trump himself. Was that a mistake on his part?
Daniel Cameron was a rising star in the Republican Party until he decided to throw his lot in with Donald Trump. I mean, let's face it, Donald Trump is political and electoral poison down ballot. Down ballot, his endorsement has led to Republican defeats in the House, in the Senate rather, and the House in 18. In 20, we lost the United States Senate and the White House. In 22, we underperformed miserably. And tonight, you're seeing us lose again. Daniel Cameron made a huge mistake by embracing Donald Trump and selling his soul to him. That's what he did. And the voters of Kentucky, very red state, as you noted, gave their verdict on politicians who sell their soul to Donald Trump.
It's looking to be, Governor Christie, a potentially good night for Democrats in Kentucky and Ohio on that ballot measure, even in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Is there a risk here that Republicans are too overconfident that Biden can be beat when it seems like voters seem open, at least, to the Democratic Party and even some of the policies that have been on the table in this off-year election?
Any Republican who's overconfident about beating Joe Biden next year is a foolish Republican. The president's incumbency will be a very strong tool on his behalf. And so if he is the candidate for the Democratic Party, which it appears he will be, he will always be a difficult opponent. He defeated an incumbent president himself just 3 years ago. So I don't think anybody should be overconfident. But what we should be concerned about is if we're going to absolutely put a loser up against him. Donald Trump lost to him in 2020. Donald Trump has.
That's so creepy and intruding and fake concern. Like, I just want to see what you're that's so whack. No. That, I mean, people could do what they want, but oh, what? Okay, everyone is a family. Let's all be all up in each other's business. Let's all cross each other's boundaries and have no boundaries whatsoever. Fuck boundaries. I want to see what you like. Nah, bro. That is some no boundary, toxic ass bullshit. That's what that is.
Has led us to losers up and down the ticket for the House, for the Senate, and in governorships. This has been a disastrous run for the Republican Party, with Trump picking these candidates and embracing them, and independent voters all across this country rejecting him. That's why, Abby, I've been out there making the case against Donald Trump in a way that none of these other candidates have. The other 4 candidates are going to be on the stage with me tomorrow night, all raised their hand and said they would support Donald Trump even if he was a convicted felon. I mean, this is the path to defeat. We have to defeat Donald Trump in the primary to have any chance of beating Joe Biden in the general election. That's why I want to continue to make this argument on the debate stage. Folks should go to chrischristie.com and donate to keep me up on that stage, because I'm the only one who's willing to take it directly to Donald Trump.
Man, that shit don't work for their family, man. That's some bullshit. Families don't need to be families like that is the fake guise of love and concern. That's just being way too up in people's business. Like families like that, like because I'm your family, I get to do this. No, you don't. And I'm somebody who has strong boundaries, and I will whoop your ass if you cross them. Straight up. Like and I have friends whose families have no boundaries and they're just a big mess. Like, why are y'all all up in each other's business like that? Like, who is that really helping? All that does is give people power to hold over each other. Oh, I know this about you. I know this about you. Well, I'm gonna tell this person. I'm gonna go do this. Like, bro, man, families like that be, man. I know a lot of families like that, and they be doing each other dirty, man. They be doing each other so wrong because they have no boundaries and they think it's cool because we're family. Like, nah, man, that shit ain't cool. That shit is whack. Ann Coulter warns abortion crusade to man, I wish somebody would be all up in my business like that. Man, you better back the fuck up. Fuck out of here. Ann Coulter warns abortion crusade is the defund the police of the GOP. Don't force Republicans to keep losing elections. Conservative commentator Ann Coulter warned that the Republican Party's crusade against abortion had become the defund the police of the GOP on Tuesday after Ohio voted to enshrine abortion rights in the state constitution. In a Subtrack article titled "Pro-Life is the Defund the Police of the GOP," Coulter observed that Ohio was just the latest state to emphatically reject the tiniest restriction on abortion, and that refusing to acknowledge election results is not a good way to go through life. Coulter added that while Republicans have long fought for abortion laws to be decided by states, the states voted and voted and voted and voted, and we lost. Quote, "It turns out no matter what they tell pollsters or their neighbors, the people love abortion. They want no restrictions, none, not the tiniest little imposition," she wrote, before calling on pro-life conservatives to change hearts and minds instead of force Republicans to keep losing elections. I mean, she's right. I mean, she's not right in terms of that, I don't know anybody, I've never seen anybody who wants like or he's even looking forward to, you know what, I'm due next week, I'm gonna abort the baby. Like, that doesn't really happen too often. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't really do that. But let's see what's up. Yo, Will. Yeah. Hold on, I'm getting all these emails. Mm. Let's see what's up. Moms for Liberty school board candidates trounced in school board elections nationwide. Far-right Moms for Liberty candidates trounced in school board elections nationwide. In Iowa, 12 of the 13 candidates the group endorsed lost their race. Candidates backed by the controversial parents' rights advocacy group Moms for Liberty lost big in Tuesday night's off-year elections. Moms for Liberty is described by the Southern Poverty Law Center as a far-right extremist group. Quote, Moms for Liberty and its nationwide chapters combat what they consider the woke indoctrination of children by advocating for book bans in school libraries and endorsing candidates for public office that align with the group's views. And you know what? And we're gonna look at this in a sec, like just Republicans and what they have to say. Republicans and some of like we saw Ann Coulter, who basically was like, look, people don't want their abortion rights taken away. You know, people don't want 6-week abortion bans. That's a little much, you know. But then some people, Rick Santorum, we're gonna check him out. You know, what does he say? Pure democracies don't work. We got to end these ballot measures. You know, we can't be having people choosing what's best for them. We can't have that. And then Kayleigh McEnany, you know, well, you know, the pro-life movement, we're not doing a good job selling the message. Like, no, you've done all you can do to sell the message. So much to the point where you've taken away women's rights and people still don't want it. You feel me? It's just a losing issue. That's all it is. It's just unpopular and it's a losing issue. It's there's nothing to see here. There's nothing complicated about this. There's nothing to figure out. Just stop pushing policies that nobody wants. Start there. While some Moms for Liberty backed candidates, including those in Alaska and Colorado, fared well on Tuesday, the losses extended far beyond just Iowa. In Loudoun County, Virginia, 3 of the 4 endorsed candidates are currently trailing in their races. Hot button issues central to Moms for Liberty's mission have been frequently raised in the county that has seen ongoing protests against the district's transgender bathroom policy. The school district gained national attention during the 2021 gubernatorial race for its role in a sexual assault that happened in the bathroom. And Minnesota Moms for Liberty endorsed 4 candidates for the Rosemount Apple Valley. Oh, that is a mouthful right there. Rosemount Apple Valley Eagan School District. Rosemount Apple Valley Eagan School District. It's fun to say, though, who were all unsuccessful in their bids on Tuesday. Not one gained double-digit support. According to the Daily Beast, a Moms for Liberty voter guide suggested to voters in Central Bucks, Pennsylvania, to support candidates in 5 districts, though the guide did not amount to an official endorsement. Central Bucks school board race was swept by 5 Democrats who ousted Republican candidates, all of whom had been included in the guide. Penn Ridge, another school district in Bucks County, similarly saw all 5 of its open seats go to Democratic candidates. Bruh, Republicans got their asses kicked yesterday. Bro, they got swept yesterday. Yo, Republicans are in trouble. They are in trouble. They're gonna get swept in the House races. They're gonna get, because they're not changing what they're running on. They're still running on this. They're running on the same losing ass issues. They're not changing it. Republicans are gonna keep losing, which is good news. But Democrats have been outperforming in the polls. Some of that has to do with district redrawing of the maps and stuff, and you know, not catching up. Some of that also has to do with polls are a snapshot, but not the full picture. You know, you got to look at things like how much money is going to places. You got to look at a whole lot of things, but also, they're not going to abandon Trump, and that's going to be a huge problem for them. That's going to hurt them. It already is hurting them. The issues that they're pushing are hurting them a lot more, like, their anti-abortion stance and stuff like that. But man, the bro, it's the issues. It's just the issues, man. And Donald Trump having a whole nother year of doing what he's doing in court. His what's the name? Brian Cameron or whatever his name is, who lost yesterday to Andy Bashir. Bro, Republicans are in a really bad spot, which is great news. But man, they got their asses whooped. Man. And distracted Gardner and Bibliophile. I know that's where y'all at. Again, I just put it up to the issues, man. I think Republicans just crossed a lot of lines that people can't ignore. Some stuff you can look past, especially if you're not really like super politically involved or interested. There's stuff that you can just kind of be like, yeah, whatever. Or maybe stuff that doesn't capture you all the way just because you're busy, you got other stuff to do. But what Republicans have been doing recently, no one really can ignore it. And I think that that's what we've been seeing. I think that Republicans they're just too extreme. They're too extreme. And they're in trouble, which is good news for us. All right, let's see what's up. Kentucky Governor dunks on Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul in victory speech. We beat him. Again, man, Kentucky, Trump won Kentucky by like, I don't know how many exactly, but it was over 20. I think it was over 20. It was something like 25 plus points that he won it by, somewhere around there. Like, and again, it's because of the issues. Stoned Assassin, welcome to the show. Hello. Always a pleasure to have you here. And again, we had great election results yesterday. Not just good news for the Democratic Party and its chances in 2024, but also good news for the whole country. A very good snapshot into, okay, well, the whole entire nation hasn't lost its damn mind. There's a lot of hope and optimism to be had, and a lot of opportunity for progressives to continue to fight and win.
Thank you, Kentucky! Tonight, Kentucky made a choice.
We got Mike Boy. But yeah, no, the issues are the taking abortion away from people is going to keep being a losing issue. That was one of the dumbest thing the Republican entity has ever been responsible for. That's going to keep killing them. And legalizing marijuana, that's going to keep being a winning issue. And Republicans just generally being horrible, that shit's hurting them. In fact, people aren't that stupid. A big chunk of us are, but not all of us.
A choice not to move to the right or to the left, but to move forward for every single family. A choice to reject Team R or Team D and to state clearly that we are one Team Kentucky. A choice.
We got to rally up more progressive candidates because we can get them in office. We gotta get them together, everybody. And that's a lot of what we're going to be doing here. You know what I'm saying? As this platform continues to grow, we have to get progressive candidates in every level of government. We got to do it, man. We got to do it. It's time.
Choice of Jack Harlow over Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And tonight, the people of Kentucky elected me as just the third 2 consecutive term governor in our history. But folks, this wasn't my win. This was our victory. It was a victory that sends a loud, clear message. A message that candidates should run for something and not against someone. That a candidate should show vision and not sow division. And a clear statement that anger politics should end right here and right now.
Sarah Sanders lost? What? Now, what you mean? What?
Just look at what we were up against. 5 super PACs. My opponent's super PAC.
What she was
Mitch
running?
McConnell's super PAC. Rand Paul's super PAC. The Club for Growth. The Republican Governors Association. All running ads
I was like, oh, I was like, she was running? What happened?
full of hate and division. And you know what? We beat them all at the same time.
But yeah, nah, man. The Republican Party is in serious trouble. They just are. And again, it's time for progressives to start embracing opportunities in the Democratic Party. We have to take it over. We can't just be we can't just point fingers at them anymore. We have to take it over. And there's a very good opportunity for us to do so. All right, now let's see what's up. Fox and Friends, blast Governor. All right, that's why, yeah, because I saw that in the chat. I was like, what? What happened? How did I miss that? Fox and Friends blast Governor Glenn Youngkin's epic failure in Virginia election one day after going all in on him.
Okay, good morning, family. It was a big upset for the governor there. Not only did he lose
Again, none of this is surprising. And this is why the media has been getting on my nerves, because they're like, wow, oh my God, Joe Biden's going to lose even though there's a year. Like all this stuff. And it's like, man, this has been the trend ever since Donald Trump won in 2016. This is what has been happening in elections. Republicans have been taking losses. And it's not just because of Trump's influence. It has so much to do with what we talked about, the reversal of Roe v. Wade. These motherfuckers' insistence on passing 6-week abortion bans. And then just them being generally terrible, generally chaotic, all over the place, looking like they absolutely cannot govern. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you said she was campaigning for Daniel Cameron? Well, look at that. And Daniel Cameron lost. You know what I'm saying? So I guess she did lose yesterday in that regard. But this isn't surprising. And it's looking like, again, it's boiling down to the issues, man. People don't want their rights taken away. It's not more complicated than that. Republicans, that's all they do. And there's opportunity to improve upon the Democratic Party. So people are moving in that direction.
the House, but they were not able to flip the Senate. Let's look at the map right here. You got Democrats at 51 to the Republicans 47. And when you go over to the House, can we switch? Okay. And then you got 21 Democrats there in the Senate, and then 17 Republicans in the Senate there. The big upset was one thing particular. When it comes to abortion, Republicans just weren't able to rally. Also, when you look at the issues.
What do you mean they just weren't able to rally? And this is what's so stupid about this. This is an old issue. This isn't new. Roe v. Wade was established in 1972, over half a century ago, 51 years ago. Oh, who would have thought? Oh, I get we just can't rally people behind the pro-life. Like, bro, they're idiots. They're idiots.
Such as crime and everything, they weren't able to run on that. When you look at also, the Democrats outspent the Republicans there. And when it comes to early voting, the Democrats really pounded the pavement there, guys.
Yep, which is, and there you go. He just said it. That's why Republicans do everything they can. Oh, no, we can't let people vote, because when people vote, we lose.
They did indeed, Lawrence.
Yeah, a lot at stake. In Virginia, that was really a loss for the governor. And he traveled all over that state to all the different districts. They spent a ton of money trying to get the Republicans to win in both of those establishments. But the no abortion ban, I mean, I think that's what the voters said. What did he want, Brian? He wanted 18 weeks. Is that right, the governor?
16, I think 15 weeks. 15. And he also said, flip the House, keep the Senate. But he lost both. What an epic failure by Governor Youngkin. This is a huge loss for him, who everyone looked at, if not 24, which I thought was a long shot, definitely 28.
But that's a tough state to win in, though, because you have equal amount of Republicans and Democrats. And when we went there, when Governor Youngkin was running, I remember people were really angry. They did not want him to win on the Democratic side. We were standing outside of a grocery store asking people as they came out, either they loved him or they were completely against him.
Well, Virginia, for the most part, has been a bluish state, and it just got a lot bluer. And, the number one most...
God, there's so much opportunity for progressives to get in office from now and just onwards. So, I'm telling, there's never been a better opportunity. Never, ever. We don't need to point our fingers at the Democrats anymore. Let's just get the fucking office. It's our time now. All these old dinosaur motherfuckers are they're retiring and they're passing away. This is our party now. Let's fucking take it over. They're so because look at what's on the other side of this.
Motivating factor was the issue of abortion in the Commonwealth of Virginia, because while Glenn Youngkin was trying to come up with a moderate approach, let's say 15 weeks, and then it would be a ban. And we should point out that wasn't on the agenda. That wasn't actually on the ballot. But, if you elect all these Republicans, I can get this done. It seemed like a moderate thing, but unfortunately for him,
and, they sit here and they're like, oh, well, they just didn't pound the pavement hard enough. They were just too weak. They weren't able to counter No, you just run on issues that no one wants. You run on terrible policies. That's why you're losing in epic proportions. That's why. It's not complicated. It's not about, oh, well, we just got to re-strategize. No, you motherfuckers need to run on a completely different platform. But that's why they're becoming more authoritarian, because they ain't ready to do that. See, look, here we go. Because when people vote, generally Republicans lose, because what are Republicans? Yeah, there's a ton of corrupt Democrats, but generally speaking, Democrats aren't the ones taking away all of your rights. That's not who's doing it. So when people vote, Democrats win. Because look, what's on the other side? Pure democracies are not the way to run a country, says former Senator Rick Santorum after Ohio abortion and marijuana vote results. Oh no, because this is what people wanted. That's not the way to do it. Come on, bro.
Let's bring it back here to our panel now. So we're looking at obviously the issues of abortion and marijuana in the state of Ohio now. Now 50%, over 50% of the country has legalized marijuana. Senator, you look at these issues that are driving the left out to vote. You would think the economy, crime, illegal immigration, those would be some of the issues driving people out.
Hold on, I have to re-listen to what she just said. Because, bro, and y'all put in, we already know, man. They live in a completely different reality. How are you confused about this?
Has legalized marijuana in the state of Ohio now. Now 50%, over 50% of the country has legalized marijuana. Senator, you look at these issues that are driving the left out to vote. You would think the economy, crime, illegal immigration, those would be some of the issues driving people out.
What are you talking about? Those are issues that drive people out, but marijuana and abortion were on the ballot. That's what people went to the polls to vote for. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I would have thought that the economy is the biggest issue for everyone. Always. That's always the biggest issue. What do you mean? How is this confusing?
When you look at so many who are unsatisfied with the direction the country's headed in, but apparently that's not it.
And again, what do you mean? They voted for what was on the ballot.
Remember, these elections, off-year elections, odd-number elections, are very low turnout elections. They are base elections. And the Democrats have traditionally, number one, outspent us, not just in odd-number year elections, but generally speaking, number one. And number two, their base is more ginned up to go out and vote generally than Republicans. We've seen this now for the last several years. And so a base election, Democrats outspend, and you put very sexy things like abortion and marijuana on the ballot, and a lot of young people come out and vote. It was a secret sauce for disaster.
Oh, marijuana, there's no benefit of making billions and billions of dollars in tax revenue every year. Nobody could use that. People just want to get high and
Like, bro, Republicans they're just stupid. They're just dumb. Like, and they're so proud of it. So proud. God, these people they're idiots.
Disaster in Ohio. I don't know what they were thinking, but
This is their mind.
That's why I thank goodness that most of the states in this country don't allow you to put everything on the ballot, because pure democracies are not the way to run a country.
So then to the senator's point, Mercy, what do you think this means?
What? Bro. We just gotta spend more money. Like, yeah, that's what's wrong. That's the problem. The Republican establishment just isn't spending enough money. I mean, and again, this is so simple. And I no, my favorite was when she said, one, she pointed out that people went to the polls to vote on what was up to vote for, So, but then secondly, she says you'd think that the economy and crime would drive people to the polls. The economy always drives people to the polls. Oh. See, this is why I be telling y'all to go outside, touch some grass, go take a loved one to the movies, go on a nice date, go play some basketball, go have a good time, man, because politics is just frustrating. I mean, it's good. It's very good news, very optimistic news going ahead that overwhelmingly the country continues to reject this MAGA bullshit. But just because MAGA isn't winning don't mean they ain't still here. So what we gonna do now? Yeah, and it's it's like Republicans are just allergic to doing anything that people want. It's just, but honestly, I mean, if the Republican Party changes, then I mean, what really can they do? What really can they do other than become more fascist or basically become a 1990s Democratic Party? What else can they really do? Like, yes, watch more anime. Go play some rugby. You know what I'm saying? Do something. You feel me? Just don't get too caught up. All right, let's see what's up. Hannity resigns himself to abortion rights. Victory in Ohio. If we're really going to be honest about this, let's see what he says.
If we're really going to be honest about this, and I consider myself pro-life, but I understand that's not where the country is. I would say first trimester or Dobbs 15 weeks seems to be where the country is, Kayleigh. I want to stay with you on this issue. And these issues will be decided by the states. You talked to the Speaker of the House. I talked to the Speaker of the House. It is not going to be an issue in the House of Representatives. This is not going to be decided any longer in Washington, D.C. The states will decide. So if states say that, OK, 15 weeks is the legal time period where women.
And look at this, too. Republicans were so adamant, we need to let the states decide. And now they're like, oh, shit, the states are deciding. Oh no, what? No, we got to take that decision away from them too. We just can't let none of these motherfuckers decide shit ever. No decision making time for you motherfuckers.
Men can have an abortion. Then the other side of the issue, there are many Democrats that want no restrictions on abortion at all whatsoever, that this should be a decision only between a woman and a doctor. I don't think that argument has been made enough by Republicans. Thoughts?
What do you mean it's not been made enough? It's just a losing issue. It's just a losing issue that y'all could have left the fuck alone, but you didn't.
No, the language in Ohio tonight, Sean, this is what happens. It is so loose, the language. The ACLU will roll in.
The language doesn't matter. You motherfuckers are just losers. And that's why you don't want people to vote. Because your ideas are stupid and your plans and your objectives suck.
And this is abortion until birth we're talking about. This is minors getting abortion without parental consent. We must, as a party, number one, expose the extremity of the left. Number two, pass legislation. Tomorrow, I want the House of Representatives passing legislation for men to pay women child support from the moment of conception, legislation to make the child tax credit apply to the unborn, legislation to have women have access to the supplemental food and nutrition program up to 2 years after childbirth. These are things that can be done today that will make a difference. But until we own this issue as a party, we will lose again and again.
What do you mean until you motherfuckers, bro? Republicans screwed themselves reversing Roe v. Wade, man. That was one of the worst political decisions in modern history. Seriously, that was one of the biggest mistakes that any political party could have ever made because because now it's just here. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just here. It's not something that we can just reverse now. Now this is completely on the shoulders of the Republican Party, and people aren't going to forget it, especially people who live in red states. Like, bro, the Republican Party is like literally collapsing and falling apart right in front of us. Because it's like, okay, what if you did change your language to however you think it should sound? Let's say you do that, right? You all still don't believe, you don't even believe in a minimum wage. You don't want there to be any kind of social safety net benefit programs whatsoever. You don't want the tax system to be restructured. You don't support anything that people want. Like you're just losers. That's it. That's it. There's nothing more to say. You people suck and nobody wants what you're selling. The end. What else is there to say? Oh no, let's see what's up. Which one should we do? Eric Erickson, conservative commentator, Eric Erickson. Let's see what's up. Conservative Eric Erickson found himself in a seeming state of despair on Wednesday after watching the Republican Party suffer a new round of stinging defeats in off-year elections, which are coming despite the fact that President Joe Biden suffers from continuously dismal approval ratings. Writing on Twitter, Erickson pinned the party's biggest problem as its total reliance on Trump as its political champion, despite the fact that the GOP lost the 2018 midterm elections and the 2020 presidential election, while also suffering from a massively disappointing 2022 midterm election that saw Republicans retake the House of Representatives by a very slim margin. The GOP is no longer a national party, Erickson wrote on Tuesday. On Tuesday night, as election results poured in, quote, "It is a collection of disparate regional parties. In some areas, the party wins by being tied to Trump. In some areas, it loses by being tied to Trump. What wins in pro-Trump areas and what wins in anti-Trump areas are incompatible, which means the party's coalition is unstable and unworkable nationally." In a follow-up post, Erickson lamented that there didn't seem to be any any way to change this dynamic until Trump's exit from the political arena. Nothing is going to get fixed with the GOP because Trump supporters won't accept how radicalizing Trump is to a lot of non-Trump voters. And one of the things that I've been saying is Donald Trump is not going to be able to put together a competent general election campaign. He won't. It's not happening. Who wants to work with Trump? Look at his lawyers. Look at his attorney situation. He's got the bottom of the barrel, and some of it's because it's Trump, and having Trump on your resume really isn't a good look. But some of that too is because Donald Trump doesn't pay people. Like, bro, when it comes time for the real general election, you feel me? When it comes down to the real general election, Donald Trump's going to have the worst team, the worst team possible. This isn't 2016, bro. Like, the Republican Party is just, and the Democrats are going to continue to overperform in the polls because, like I said before, yeah, Joe Biden's old and shit, and people don't like him. But look at what's on the other side of the aisle. You know, like, come on. You feel me? Like, people are going to the polls. People aren't going to the polls because they love Biden. People are going to the polls because they don't want their fucking rights taken away from them. That's why people are going to the polls. Like, it's not complicated. You know, so what we need to do is do our best to get better people in office. That's what we need to do. And for the people who are in office, push them in the right direction. Keep pushing them. Keep pushing them. Apparently so. I don't think Haba has, from what I've seen other experienced attorneys talk about this, like throughout like Midas Touch Network and stuff. From what they say, they don't think that she has any real trial experience. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, like, they are in trouble. Fuck what the polls are saying. Like, look at what just happened. Look at what's happened. Look at reality, man. Like, people aren't going to the polls because of Joe Biden. They're going to the polls because Republicans are actively trying to take everything away from people. You know, yeah, Joe Biden's old. Get the fuck over it. That's why people are voting. Anti-weed Newsmax host reacts to Ohio voters legalizing it. Yikes, the marijuana thing. Yeah, the marijuana thing. People want to be able to smoke weed without being arrested or going to jail or prison. And there's a lot of tax dollars to be made from it.
Also on the ballot in Ohio.
Yeah, the weed thing. This is what's on the other side of the ticket. People will get the fuck over that Joe Biden is old.
Legalization of recreational marijuana results are still coming in there, but that one could also pass tonight if things continue trending in that direction. Supporters said that they hoped that it would mean folks with various medical conditions had easier access to marijuana and alleviating their pain. Opponents tell me they're concerned this could be bad for workplaces, for employers, and also for folks that are worried about what the safety on the roads could be, and children potentially accessing marijuana as well if their parents have easier access to using that drug. Greg.
He said, Princess said she used to represent a parking garage company, and that's her law experience. Bro, that's going to be Donald Trump's general election campaign. It's going to be filled with a bunch of morons who can't do their jobs well. Bro, he's going to have the worst. Bro, this is going to be an unbelievable disaster, man. And all power to us for it. You know, let's take advantage. But like, what?
Alana Austin, and actually I got a computer right here, Alana, and it looks like the marijuana thing passed, and so did the abortion, enshrining abortion rights. Yikes, the marijuana thing, we have just unthinkingly as a country embraced that.
Yikes. He said, yikes, the marijuana thing, yikes. Again, this is why they don't want people voting, because no, bro, like, they suck. This is the other option. We don't want you smoking weed. We don't want you having sex. We don't want you being gay. We don't want you being black. We don't want you being Hispanic or Latino or brown. We don't want you making a lot of money. We don't want you to have access to benefits and opportunities. Bro, Republicans don't want you to have anything. And that's why they lose. This isn't complicated. Like, it's really not. Like, people, in fact, aren't that stupid. This dude said the marijuana thing. Yikes. Like, how old is your audience, bruh? Because even Republicans who are in their 20s would be like, they probably smoking right now while they watching it. Oh my God. Donald Trump posts ran about daughter Ivanka being ordered to testify in trial. Trolls ask, does he ever stop whining? I just want to see what he said. They are going after my whole family. Witch hunt. And again, Republicans just got their asses kicked. And look at this dude. Look at him. Look at this dude, bruh. That man, Republican insiders are about to raise hell against Donald Trump. Oh, that's Twitter. This is some parody shit. They say I miss his tweets sometimes. Where's his real shit that he was saying? Because his ass was saying a whole bunch of stuff on Truth Social. Honestly, I have a phone call to make soon, and I also, me and Ray, we're gonna do will Stoned Assassin go ahead and take the hit for me, brother, because as a matter of fact, right now we about to take a trip with Susana Santos. You feel me? Because we had a good stream, and I'm streaming again. I'm gonna stream with Rayvana. We're gonna talk just more in depth about the election. So we'll talk more about this, and talk about progressive opportunities. How we can re-strategize to focus on not just this upcoming presidential and federal elections, but how we can really take a look at these smaller local and state elections, because they really do make a difference. We're going to discuss just all the implications from the race. So me and her will be on at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll talk more about that. But let's go ahead and take a hit real quick. You know what I'm saying? We are going to do that. We're going to take a hit together. And then I'm going to get me some food, get some food in my belly. Then I got a phone call at 1 o'clock with an old colleague of mine that I used to work with Politiscope. Help get our stuff in motion, help get stuff together. And then you can catch me and Rayvana at 3 o'clock Eastern time. But yeah, no, man. Let's win. Let's win. Let's do that. How about that? Let's win. Let's come together. Let's push forth popular policies. And let's fight, man. Let's fight and let's win. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, I got the pre-stream set up actually. So like I got it set up. You should be able to see it if you go to the live section, I believe. Cheers. And also, I'm getting ready to make, I'm about to be making more money. So I'm about to be making more money. So I'll be able to invest in the channel and stuff like that. I'll be able to get an editor and just help with administrative stuff. Because once I get an editor, we're going to have just a ton of clips from these streams and from our shows going out all over the place and what have you. So I am busy. I am busy at work. I'm about to be making more money. And, the membership program's going well. And I've been talking to a lot of people to get this nonprofit set up. I sent out a newsletter with some of the recent information, but everything is in motion and I'm doing what I got to do. So thank you, everybody, for your constant love and support. And I will see you in about an hour and 40 minutes with Rayvana, or I'll see you tomorrow. But y'all have a good afternoon. Love you and appreciate you. See you later.